Hey y'all, welcome. This video is about the history of baseball, the early rises of it, the rise of the major leagues, and the significant games that were played throughout the history of baseball. So the first part is um, the early history of it. It all started in 1839 in the summertime in a small town in Coppertown, New York. It was by a Civil War hero in the eastern states. It didn't really move until the western states until like the 1900 in the 20th century. So the first game was played in 1845 in the fall, but it wasn't really popular until a year later in 1846 by two volunteer guys. One of them was a firefighter and the other one was a bank clerk. They started the modern day rules of baseball. They invented the scoreboard, the foul lines, tagging basers. They made a rule that you can't throw baseball at tag runners because that is not safe. Baseball wasn't really popular until the 1920s when Babe Ruth played for the New York Yankees. Fast forward until like the 1940s when the civil rights movement was invented. Not very many African Americans played in the major leagues. They all played in a separate league because of the Jim Crow laws and what's now desegregated. During during so during World War One and World War Two, not a lot of baseball games were playing because everybody was fighting in those times. During the civil rights movement, the first African American baseball player was Jackie Robinson, helped push African Americans to play in the major leagues. During the dead ball era, not a lot of games were being played because baseballs were very expensive. Today's dollars would be 92. Back then was $3. They only changed once every in a blue moon because they were very expensive and they just didn't have the capital to do it. Now baseball has become one of the biggest pastimes. During 9/11, George W. Bush threw the first pitch saying like United States, one nation. The Boston Marathon bombing. Boston had Boston Strong. And then now, like a few years ago, the 2017 Hurricane Harvey, the Houston Astros played for their first championship win, helping raise money for Hurricane Harvey. Everybody loves baseball. Majority of people actually like baseball. It helps people unite in one piece. It congregates people and celebrates what's most important, American pride, and help solve certain issues in today's world. It helps with people's mindset, and that's the history of baseball. I hope you enjoy.